Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a super exciting and very requested one. I'm going to be going really in depth on how to achieve a successful blowout. I'm also going to be going over how to use rollers, how to place them, how to section your hair out, and just pretty much how to set yourself up for the best blowout that you can get. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this really helps and you learn something new. And yeah, I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and get on to the video. Alright, so I'm starting off with like towel dried hair. I haven't even done any of my products yet, so we're gonna kind of run through that together. In terms of products, I have a pretty extensive hair care routine. One, I'm a hairstylist. I feel like a lot of my stylist friends, we all put a little bit of everything in our hair. Two, I have, obviously as you guys can see, really curly hair, but it's also very fine, so I have to not only worry about smoothing and moisturizing my hair, because curly hair is definitely a lot more prone to dryness, but I also have to worry about giving it a lot of body, especially with doing these blowouts. So you're gonna see me put a lot of product in my hair, and you definitely don't have to do the same thing. I'm not even gonna like do a full lowdown of what I'm doing, because I don't want you to feel like you can't get the same effect if you don't put the same things in your hair that I do. But what I am going to tell you guys though is there is definitely like kind of like a guide, if you will, there's not like a product applying guide, I kind of feel like. And kind of how that goes is you need like a leave-in conditioner detangler, and that's going to help to, I kind of tell people, it kind of helps to like prime your hair, gives it a lot of moisture. Obviously a lot of times they're formulated with like vitamins to kind of help to keep your hair super healthy. It's a great like staple product, not just for blowouts but for any hair, any style you're trying to achieve. That is like the first necessary product, and a lot of times they're formulated with a little bit of heat protection in them as well, which is even better. And then the next, so after you have your step one, that's kind of what I say is like your primer, your leave-in conditioner is like your step one. Then you go in with like your step two, and for me that's kind of where I have a lot of step twos, and it's kind of like what problem you want, like your problem solver. So what problem are you trying to solve? Do you have fine hair? Do you need more? So if you have finer hair and you want more body, more volume, you'll use a product for that. If you have dry hair, you'll use something to help moisturize it. If you have frizzy hair, you know, the list goes on. Some people might be like me as well, might have multiple problem solvers. So if you're trying to kind of do, like I kind of have to do a little bit of everything. I have to, you know, detangle or retain my frizz. I have to give my hair body and volume. I also have to make sure I'm giving enough moisture. So if you're like me and you have your hair a little bit of everything, you know, that's kind of why I have a pretty extensive hair care routine. And then you're gonna want something for just good styling. So that's kind of like, this is like a setting lotion, something that'll kind of help to, or like a blowout cream. If you're, you know, for us doing blowouts, a good blowout cream would be a nice styling product, something that will just kind of help to help you achieve your style the most. So again, like in this case, blowout creams and setting lotions are going to be our best friend. Definitely don't need 18 products like what I just pretty much put in my hair. But all right, now let's talk about the tools that we'll be using. Your hair will only look as good as the tools and products that you use, which is why I say a quality, good, staple hair care regimen is key. And then on top of that, then too, the tools that you're using to achieve that. You can use one of two things for this too. We can use a blow dryer. We can use a blow drying brush. Now my hair is getting pretty dry now, so I don't really need to blast it dry. But what we would do if we are, I'll do it a little bit for you because I do feel like I need to in the front. You'll take your concentrator off just with your blow dryer without any attachments on it. You'll just have it on high heat, and you're just gonna focus it on the roots. And I kind of do like a shaking motion. You're not trying to smooth anything out at this point. You're also not trying to rough up the cuticle. So like I still like to spray. I still like to hold my blow dryer kind of facing down so that everything stays down and my cuticle doesn't get pushed up. Your cuticle gets pushed up, that can promote frizz too. But I'm not going in with a brush. I'm just focusing on getting the moisture out. So that kind of helped it. You can kind of start to tell when your roots are starting to get a little bit more drier is when you start to see a lift right up here too. And once you kind of feel like they're not, you don't feel a ton of moisture in here, and as long as your ends are not dripping wet, then you are probably good to start blowing your hair out. Let's go ahead and section off. So I'm gonna put my part in, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna section out just my crown area, and I'm gonna do like what we hairstylists call is like a mohawk sectioning. So what you're gonna kind of do is go match up your eyebrows, and where the arch of your eyebrows start, that's like your guide of how wide to make your little mohawk right here. Doesn't need to be perfect, something like this. And we're gonna clip this guy up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through, and we call these horseshoe sections. So how you're going to do this is you're going to kind of go by either like your temples or kind of where your eyebrows are ending for one, and then just draw an imaginary line all the way back on both sides of your head. Go as far back in the back until your fingers meet. All of this right here will be another section. Show you what it looks like in the back. So here's where my mohawk section is starting, and I made my knot down here so that my blow dryer and my round brush does not get in the way too much. And if you have finer hair here, you can easily stop here. I have finer hair, but since I have really curly hair and I do need to do a lot of smoothing, I'm going to section out my nape too. So I'm going to go kind of around like the end, like the corner of my ears. Again, just draw an imaginary line in the back. They don't need to be like a super straight line, but you do just want to get as much hair, just have everything just away from each other and keeping everything apart, so that when you are going through and blowing everything out, you're not getting hair all caught in each other. Like a full 360 of how it's looking. And it does not need to be like this. If you have learned a different way that you like to blow, or that you like to section out your hair, have at it. What I normally advise people is get your crown area sectioned out, and then how you do like the sides and the back is ultimately up to you. Now we're ready for the fun part. I do have my rollers with me, and I'm going to be using them today. I'm going to show you guys how to go about that and everything here soon. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to work from this topmost section to the bottom. If it's easier for you to go start at the bottom and work your way up the two, you totally can. Again, like I said, I did it my first few times that way. So I'm gonna kind of just like mimic what I'm gonna do. Because with the blow dryer being loud, I don't want to like yell. I take like an inch-ish wide of a section. What I'm gonna do is with my blow dryer, and make sure you have your concentrator on. This will help to make your hair smooth. It'll help to keep your cuticles sealed down, and it'll just help you get like the best blowout possible. It keeps all the hair concentrated or focused in one place. And I'm going to grab my round brush, and I'm going to put my round brush underneath my hair, and I'm going to put my blow dryer on top, and I'm going to just dry it all the way down and through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rock or do like a half turn of my brush back up, and then put my blow dryer back here, and I'm going to blow this all the way down through the ends, rock it or do a half turn back up, and then bring this back out too. I'm going to bring this down, and then I'm going to grab my roller, and I'm going to kind of just go, I'm going to bring my roller underneath my hair and roll this all the way up, and I'm going to clip it. Let's talk about rocking really quick. So again, rocking is when we're doing that half turn motion. You can rock it too much if you do anything more than like a half turn or one full turn. Now since this hair is a little bit shorter, it's kind of harder, especially since my blow dryer is pretty, or my round brush is pretty big. If you have longer hair, normally what I just do is I work again from top to bottom. So if let's say if this hair went all the way down here, I would rock it up here with half turns until this is ready, and then I would go down, rock this until this was ready, and then if I need to go down even more. There's no need to go all the way down and rock it all the way up. That is asking for your round brush to get caught in your hair and for someone to have to cut it out. your roller, I like to put my thumbs on bottom and my index finger on top, and I like to drag it all the way down as far as I can go, and then I will just wind it up, and I again keep my thumb on bottom and keep my index finger on top. Pull it up all the way up into the root. And the rollers that I have, again, those will be down below as well. They have these pinker ones that are a little bit wider, and then they have these purple ones that are a little bit narrower. So for my whole crown area, I'm going to be using the purple ones, and then for the side ones, I'm going to be using the purple ones too, but then everything in the back and on the bottom, I'll be using these pink ones. If you're trying not to get your brush messed in with your other roller, what I like to do is I go as close as comfortable that I can to it, and then I kind of just like right around here, and then I'll kind of just rotate my roller or my brush down. And it's right on top, don't get me wrong, but it's still, I can kind of feel it's kind of poking out down here, so it's still getting it to the root without messing with the roller. So just be careful, take your time, especially when you're new at it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the dryer or bring the brush behind my hair, and then I'm going to put the blow dryer on top, and I'm going to just do everything this way. And then when I go to use my rollers, I will put my roller underneath and roll it down that way. This next section out. I normally have been starting at the sides and then just working my way to the back. Little section like yay big, and I'll just clip this. I like to bring this though all the way far behind that I can, just to again just kind of help to like isolate that hair as much as possible. all rolled up now. We're gonna let this sit for about an hour. I know it sounds really long, but we want to really let everything cool and fully set before we let this out. That will be the one main thing that will also help to encourage longevity out of this and to help it last as long as possible, so we don't have to touch it up, you know, halfway through the week. So I'm gonna let this sit and I will be right back in like an hour. All right, it's been a little bit around an hour later, so I'm gonna go ahead and start taking them out. I normally like to take mine out from bottom and I work my way up, just so that I don't like I don't miss any that way then too. Kind of how I go to take them out too, I just unclip take the clip out and then I just pull the roller all the way down. Now on your sections that you grabbed a lot of hair in, it might get kind of like stuck, so just be really gentle. I feel like mine get the most stuck right here, and I think it also has something to do with like the curve of your head too. Like this like mid section again, or the top too, they get kind of stuck there. Yeah, so I'll just pull it all the way down and just kind of let it do its thing. Here's one that's getting kind of stuck, like I'm pulling a little bit, because you don't want to be too aggressive with it. That could definitely cause unnecessary breakage. If it does not want to pull out, you can try it a little bit harder, but if it's not having it, what I just kind of do is I'll go through and I'll slightly like unravel it the opposite way of how I rolled it. So unroll it the opposite way, and then normally I feel like that's gotten it out pretty easily. The tighter that it like is rolled to the head, the harder it's gonna stay in. Everything's all out, I just kind of like to go through with my fingers. I like to just kind of like massage and rub everything into each other, because since everything kind of got like rolled in different spots, sometimes there can like be like unnecessary gaps a little bit. You guys, this is pretty much it. So you can finish this off by sometimes I put a little bit of texture spray in it. Honestly, I am gonna like put my hair up later, so I'm just gonna finish this off with a little bit of hydrating oil. I normally like to finish off all my blowouts like this. If I was styling this to like go, like this was like I was about to go somewhere with this, I would put a little bit of texture spray in just at like the curl, just to kind of help to give it a little bit of extra body and volume then too. But like I said, I'm gonna be putting this up probably in like 20 minutes. So, but yeah, this is pretty much it. So as you guys can kind of see too, this is like that perfect base for whether you want to go in and curl your hair later or you can wear it straight. If I am not doing a whole ton, I'll just leave it like this and I just kind of let it like fall throughout the week. Some ways that can kind of help to like preserve this too, like when you sleep on it, is sleep with a satin pillowcase, and then I also like to sleep with either like my hair in a scrunchie or like these little Invisibobbles too, and I just kind of have it like in a really loose bun. Yeah, you guys, this is it. I've been loving styling my hair like this. It's been so fun, and even though it is a little extra time consuming with rollers, I feel like I do not have to do hardly anything to my hair then like throughout the week. And like I said, my hair is very fine. I have not been able to find a way to give my hair the volume that it needs without using it. So in my opinion, it's worth it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helps too. I know this has been super highly requested, so I hope I've been able to help you. If you have any other questions or anything though, just leave them in the comments below or shoot me a message on Instagram. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.